visible to the general public. You can run it as a free ad for as long as you want, or for a period of time, so certain traction you get from the professional community.
All right, sorry, one more time. So CoStar, the basic level is CoStar only. CoStar is only commercial brokers who are paying. When I pay to upgrade, then it goes to Loopnet, and then it goes to the general public?
Exactly.
Okay, so I can click on this Get More Exposure button and upgrade it?
Yeah, you can click on the Get More Exposure. It'll tell you the different pricing there. There's different levels. Silver is usually the most popular. The other ones, depending on your closing price or how much visibility you want. So silver is contract based, right? And you can swap it around. So even the big companies like Lean Associates, CBRE, they'll only market about 70% of their inventory, and they'll move that silver spot from one listing to the other to showcase it, depending on client request or what they think. And then these are just focused ads. So diamond, platinum, as you see, real pricey, but they're those ads that follow a person around on the internet for targeted advertising. Then gold, you usually see on sales because it places the listing in usually on page 2 or 3, but depending on the submarket, as far as how many is paid for gold, you might put it on that first page spot. And then silver, again, is the baseline level, which makes it visible to the general public. And so if you want, you can scroll through that as far as like the different things there. But you can come back to that anytime.
Sure. Now, is there a time commitment, or is it just month to month?
So these are all 6-month minimum contracts. This is either on a 1-year or 3-month contract. If you click upgrade, it'll show you the pricing on a 3-month.
Got it. And I'd love to do platinum, but I hope I don't have this listing for 6 months.
Yeah. And then these, unlike silver, are not transferable. So if it sells, then we say congratulations, you did its job, it's sold. This follows around any sort of listing that you have for the remainder of the contract. So let's say you get another commercial asset, and this one's gone into contract. You can move that silver feature spot over to your new listing to get that exposure, as opposed to buying two or buying multiple.
Got it. So platinum and diamond makes sense when you have a $15 million, $80 million, $150 million building, because that's just pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, you'll see that on a $15 million closing. But most of the time we actually see them on leases where it's like a huge commercial owner like Irvine Group or BlackRock, and they have like a business park that usually has some availabilities. I'll have that. Just really factor it in. Okay, go and click back to my listing.
So I'm going to probably do silver, but so right now I just go back.
Yeah, we just want to make sure that you get your listing actually looking at how you want it.
Sure.
So go and click edit listing. So we're going to prompt you to kind of fill out as much as possible, just because one, either someone's searching for something very specific and we want you to hit on that, or the other part is we are a data company, so obviously the more data, better for us as far as searches, filters. You'll see these 3 boxes. You don't have to fill them out. You can if you want. They're more of an internal use for yourself because you have multiple listings. You just kind of want to keep track of that information.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't get published anywhere.
What is the procurement fee? Is that for lease?
Yeah, for leases.
Okay.
At the end of the day, it's whatever you guys agree to. This is kind of just like a potential commission, and the commission of these boxes are strictly just as far as like an internal tool for yourself.
Got it.
If you have multiple listings, you kind of want to keep track of the commission is on this.
No, that makes sense.
Okay, and so you can add in your sales notes, your sales conditions if you wanted to come up in case you're open to 1031 exchange, anything like that. The others probably won't apply unless it's real estate owned or distressed.
So we've built out all the rooms, but we've left the restaurant raw space. So I don't know how to put that in here in that condition.
I'd probably leave it off the sale condition. Just get a little more detailed in that sale section. So
is it build to suit, or is it just? Do I not put any of these?
I would leave it off. Yeah, I don't think it doesn't really tell you.
Okay, so none of those apply. Got it. So this is where I fill out everything else. This is where I put the brochure, property floor plans, videos. Got it. And then if this, so property type and hotel, it's also restaurant. Is it figure in there, or is it just hospitality and hotel, and then the restaurant goes in the description?
So some of the features section will be on here. You can also mark it as, but it'll be under the amenities section or features.
Okay.
Should have restaurant in there.
Got it. So this, you can't click, I can. So restaurant, got it.
Now, the secure information section is where you can upload any sort of like financials. So if you upload it to the other section, that means they just click on it. If you upload like financials, like a rent roll or anything else, you can either set it up so that they can just click on it, or you can set it up that they either have to register or fill out a confidentiality agreement.
Okay.
You typically don't want to use this one because it basically just lets you know that somebody filled out the information, but you would have to proactively send them the records.
On the registration one?
No, on the approval required.
Oh, yeah, the approval. Okay, so your box went a little to the right. So, yeah, registration makes sense, then it delivers automatically.
Yeah, that way it also gets you, because the way the system works is we're going to try to capture who's looked at the listing. There's a section where it says marketing tools and something called a performance report, which is an overall breakdown as far as how it's performing. And so if we can capture who looked at the listing, it'll tell you the company, where they're based out of, how often they've come back to the listing, total time that they've spent on it. But it's only about 30% of the time. And so that secure information section allows you to narrow it down to the individual, because again, they either have to register or fill out a CA.
Okay. And now room mix here, I can't say 16. Like, it's not giving me an option to fill this number in.
Yeah, some information gets locked down just because we have to. It filters into our a lot of data, and we also purchased STR or STAR reports that I guess hotel assets use. And so some of that information we have to have our STR group approve, but it's already going to go off of as far as like total number of rooms. Let me go ahead and add that in. 16, it should say 16 rooms. And then if you wanted to make any additional edits to that, you can just go ahead and send me that request, and then they'll go ahead and remove it.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah, that's not one thing. It's since we did blend the two websites together, the marketing arm and the data arm, it does put some limitations as far as your marketing goes. But which is like if you were doing like an office building, you would have a square footage size in there, and in order to get it correct, you'd have to just reach out to us. Usually we've had people like market a condo for sale, but we have the record as the entire building because that's how we build them out. And then it goes from a 10,000 square foot building to a 1,000 square foot condo. And then any sort of prior comps that are attached to it get skewed as far as like that price per square foot.
Got it.
Okay. And then all your contact information will be posted. You can add additional contacts if you have any co-listers. Co-listers essentially get the same access to the listing as yourself, so they'll also receive information as long as they're with your company. If it's two separate companies, then each company basically has to offer up a silver. But again, you're the only one on the listing, right?
That's correct.
Okay, you can upload your own photos, add additional information to your bio if you'd like.
Okay. So when I just kind of go through all this, add all this, ding. Okay, looks like it makes sense. Pro forma, I add in all of this because we don't have current data room, manage data room files. This is the stuff that gets registered, or is it the stuff up above?
Yeah, you'll see that little lock because that's a secure access room. You don't see the lock here, that means it's public record access directly.
Okay, this is public. Down here is locked. Okay, got it.
Correct.
Okay, perfect.
So let's go ahead and click back to my listing.
Should I click save first?
You can click save. Yeah. Now, like I mentioned, the only requirement is that you periodically log back in and verify, hey, this is still on the market. So there's a counter that shows up on your listing, it'll tell you how many days since last update or last change was made. If it gets to 30 days, we send you out an email saying, hey, can you log back in? Right there. Can you log back in to verify it's still in the market? Or anytime you do make an edit, it'll reset that little clock. And you'll see it there. It counts off. And then it'll also start giving you a count as far as the total number of views in 90 days. Leads here, the leads, create email campaign. Those are your marketing tools. So leads is anybody who's emailed you through the website. You can export that contact information. It'll be their email, their phone number, the message that they left you for your own personal records as far as potential contacts going forward. And then email campaign is only available to paid advertisements. It essentially uses our company's records to send your hotel listing out to anyone else that we know has done or been on a hotel deal in the past 2 or 3 years. And it'll tell you how many people it went out to, how many people have opened it up. You're limited to sending one email blast out once every 30 days. And then the performance report is a total breakdown of the listing performance, total number of views that it's come up on, where those views are based out of. And that's pretty much it.
Okay, and so the performance report, the performance is right next to email campaign. The help button blocks it out, so I can't see.
Yeah, it'll shift. It'll become one of these boxes.
Oh, okay, good.
It's just because it's not live yet. And then for the numbers, I would say when it gets you that 90-day count, it usually takes about 1 or 2 days to stabilize. But yeah, once it goes live, you'll see it shift over here into a column that says marketing tools.
Okay. And if I have an appraisal on this, that'd be something good to put in that locked data room.
Yeah, you can click on the locked data room. Again, in order for them to access, you'll know who accessed it because you'll know.
Yeah. Cool.
And then you'll notice person in the upper right-hand corner, they specifically work your market here in Massachusetts. So their job is to, one, help anyone who has an active listing on the site, navigate the site, answer any questions they might have. The other part is they're compiling a lot of the market data for CoStar, which means that they're probably writing up sale comps on recent closings. And they should have a pretty good knowledge as far as what's happening with the market. In case you have any questions or just want to point something out. Other than that, you are set.
Excellent. No, I think it's looking good. Time to get to work.
Okay.
Hey, I appreciate your help.
Yeah, no worries, anytime. So main points are just make sure you log in periodically to verify the information is accurate. 2 is there's 2 ways to advertise. Either it's paid ad or unpaid ad. And then 3, if you do need any additional assistance, just give us a call back. Now, if you do purchase this, go ahead and know that, which is nice because it's not really like tiny print. People always wonder about this. Is this section here? It does say that it automatically renew at the end of its initial term.
Okay.
So when it comes up in 3 months, you're going to want to send in a cancellation request. You can do that tomorrow in case you don't want to get caught on it. If you're going to forget or anything like that. Or if you just want to be open to switching over to annual, once the 3 months rolls over 3 times, you paid more than you would pay for an annual. But yeah, just keep that noted for you. You can do that right off the menu button. You'll see my purchases, my account, manage client, and it's a pretty straightforward process. But if you have questions, just call us back and we'll walk you through it.
Awesome. Hey, thank you. You've been very helpful. What was your name again?
My name's Luis.
Luis, thank you, Luis. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, anytime. Thanks, Richard. Have a good one.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Amazing business model.
I think so.
I think so too, and I've never heard anyone at EXP tell me anything different. So
okay. Cool.
Would you like to meet tomorrow morning? I have availability also anytime on Friday. and then between 2 and 3:30 tomorrow
Mountain?
as well. Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
What time zone are you?
I'm in Denver. You'll know me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's your name
You'll
again?
see me. My name is Shannon Arminio.
Shannon. Okay. How about 10 o'clock on Friday?
Perfect. I will go ahead and send a Zoom invite to Richard Janson, richard.janson@exprealty.com. Anything else I can do for you in the meantime?
No?
Awesome. We'll look at these features and we'll make it work. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks so much.
Thanks. Bye, Rick. Bye.